have the most recent head-to-head. They are the favorites, but my goodness, is OG rallying of late, and Bates brings it up well. OG in this spot took out Space Station in the last part of the first part of the season. Can they do it again here? OG versus SSG to close out the day.
Win and in, not just for London, but for the World Championship. That's what's facing Space Station Gaming, and the hopes of everybody else in North America pretty much resting on their shoulders as well.
Lots of pressure here because OG are going to fight tooth and nail for this series.
Let's see it, Space Station. Show them what you got.
In North America, but the way OG have started to look, this one could go the other way for sure. Here we go, already after kickoff.
Ooh, that's a good shot from Kong.
Kong banks that one in, shooting all the way from midfield.
Kong has scored more goals than anybody in this event on this team, and he gets it started just 16 seconds in. Throw it at the net, hope something good happens. It did for OG. A lot of other teams in North America, particularly some who have lost today, could learn from that. As Kong gives up the midfield boost for Nolly, we'll see if he ends up using it. He almost got clipped by the running forward Chicago. Now Kong, JNAPS had to go through Chicago to try and get to that ball and could not. So Chicago just happening to be there at midfield slows down OG enough. Again, we talk about familiarity so much, Daz. Both these teams intimately familiar with each other. They've played each other so many times. And for this OG roster, I mean, they've been around for a long, long time in this space, veteran presence all around, and yet still it seems like they're fighting for respect.
Well, I mean, it's nothing to say that this SSG roster hasn't been the same case. I mean, the person who's probably the youngest on the field in terms of career tenure is going to be LJ here. And LJ's an exceptional player. OG's just going to have to fight tooth and nail. How gets a shot? Everybody from SSG goes there. And they come up.
That wasn't the best idea from the Space Station. But they're just lucky that no one could recover in time to make it a punishable offense.
Kind of needed to be turned into believers after, they didn't qualify for Copenhagen, but they were right there on the doorstep. Different matchups, and it could have been a different story. They have a chance now to punch their ticket to the final two lands of the year. Demos all over, and SSG.
If OG win here, it's basically game over for both. Ooh, okay, it's LJ. But yeah, if OG win here, it's basically game over for both Most and Shopify. It doesn't matter if they make it to the finals and win.
Plays the 50s well, buys LJ enough time, and then even creates enough of a gap in separation.
Just OG's game then.
Excuse me, for LJ to catch OG out on defense.
They have all the pressure.
There for Chicago to be able to create there, and of course LJ banking the shot. He's going to do that.
All the pressure on the shot is.
Nolly a little bit faster that time, but to no effect. Bomb going right down the middle. This will bank on target, so Hawkstar off the respawn has to deal with it, and then quickly back downfield. JNAPS will guide this over to the corner. OG trying to go to both lands on the season, and ultimately all three. They can succeed here as JNAPS will lob it downfield. Hawkser is right there, and he will play around too. Only JNAPS to beat. Gonna need some help. Won't have it from LJ as he's taken off the field, and that physical play from OG is going to wreak havoc on a team like Space Station. You feel like sometimes they've needed to be greater than the sum of their parts, and they have worked great as a team, but when you're down one, well, you can only do so much.
That's right, and then especially too when you're letting OG get a lot of these contact plays where they can demo two of you and move upfield, or they demo your third man, and now you have to double back. Oh, JNAPS almost was able to line up the double. Noli has time here, goes for the pass here, looking for Naps. Naps did take the corner, wanted to see if they could throw it off, keep Space Station Gaming guessing, but it's going to be SSG with the ball as they try to look for something upfield.
Both teams at times here in the early stage of the series have been a little passive defensively, and we've seen just some outplays. Quite simply, an attacker being faster than the oncoming defender and not having a whole lot of support in behind there as JNAPS wins that ball, and nobody else is there. JNAPS will score. It wasn't actually JNAPS that won the challenge, right? It was Nolly.
Nolly, yeah.
And then that just goes right by Hawkser, nobody else in support.
I mean, it's similar to Chicago's challenge, except this one's just in the air. Where you get that just initial challenge, you create a little bit of separation.
This is interesting.
Both teams has been playing really close to the ball, so it's
Space Station are actually struggling against OG here.
Come through where where
I mean,
no one's able to make a
it
change
wouldn't be the
after that
first time,
contact, and then
but
JNAPS with an open lane. So now OG regained the lead, and
still feels like this should be like
it's a slow
OG's
start
game
for
to
them in
lose.
game one for sure.
The Space Station
Normally they
should
can
have
play
no
with
pressure on them
space,
at all.
kind of look for each other
But it
in
kind of
passing
seems
lanes
like
a lot, but this is
they
not
have all the
necessarily
pressure
worked
on
out.
them.
OG are just constantly keeping an eye on Space Station Gaming, but this one almost could have been a chance for a pass play. I think there was a team bump on the play, and SSG now got to go back.
Goal of the game is to eventually hit the ball, and finally Calm does, as JNAPS will bring it across high in the air, trying to turn on the Jets at the end, and he does again. The defense just too slow to react as JNAPS gets that last
JNAPS
second
is
burst.
just scoring on you like that. That's not a good look for Space Station.
And I think that might have been the difference maker there. It's a really tough call to make, but regardless, counterattacks here from OG. And this is interesting because this is not as well as SSG was playing yesterday. Even with their loss against Rebellion, they were keeping it close. They were not necessarily letting things in too easily, but the defense has been slow to start so far in game one. Not enough time on the clock, and they really haven't put too much pressure on OG to force an error. The only time they scored was when they kind of caught them off too far forward with that Chicago challenge. After that, it's been pretty safe for OG so far in game one. With 30 seconds to go, this is exactly where they want to be.
I don't know that either team can necessarily feel like they're happy with their defensive performance, though yes, OG has only allowed the one goal with 15 seconds left, and it looks like they're firmly in control now as Calm will bring this to the side. More possession for OG. That means SSG can't get downfield. They need to score right about now to give themselves a shot at a kickoff goal to tie. Drop down in front, and that's cleared out by Nolly. OG, kind of a clinical first game to kick off this series.
Yeah.
Especially that last one from JNAPS that kind of put things out of reach, where it's just like, okay, he's going for a solo effort. Surely there's somebody on the backboard. He's going to stop this. Ends up in their net. SSG going to be scratching their heads and trying to figure it out now for game two.
I keep eyes out on the kickoffs here as well from both sides. Yeah, just kind of changing up the pace of play, making sure they stay a little bit more spaced out.
Holy shit, what the fuck? Chicago! That was so fast.
Chicago, SSG surely able to turn it around. Beautiful double tap. Bounce into the top corner.
It's fucking gross.
Going for the inside-out save, and he's just a little bit too low as that one bounces up over him and in. And again, a case of just being a tiny bit slower than you need to be defensively for either of these squads. Calm running forward. That shot wide on the near side from JNAPS, and a missed opportunity for OG. Missed opportunities has kind of been the theme here in North America this weekend, with all the pressure mounting and everything under the microscope, with everything mattering so much to these teams. Chicago will start from his back line, and here comes Nolly. Oh, JNAPS?
Nothing. Saw that too. Yeah, it was close. Good defense there from SSG, and now they're trying to see if they can work that transition, as well as dodging kind of demos in the back end. OG haven't really been connecting too much on some of those, especially considering the game one. A lot of time here, though, in game two, and SSG has looked a lot better, at least at getting this ball upfield and setting up good shots.
Boxer really hoping that boost would spawn for him. It did not, so Chicago will file in behind him and take it. He'll need it to stop JNAPS. He brought one wide, trying to draw the defense, maybe create a juicy rebound. It's easily to LJ now along the back line. He'll bring it out right at Nolly. Hawkster with Chicago. That goes off of Chicago, and now he's got to retreat. Calm's there, so is JNAPS with the stop.
That's not good. I haven't seen.
He's going to be upfield too, looking for ways he can impact. Actually, no, he has to go all the way back because his team is out the play, and Calm is scoring an open one. OG with an equalizer. Nolly there doesn't even have to play the ball. Mistake on the back end, and SSG, they pay the price.
Expecting LJ's got that. I mean, it's an easy ball for a player at this level.
Exactly.
You don't anticipate your teammate just completely botching it. So Chicago's trying to run downfield. He has to pump the brakes and then gets demolished. And OG get a gift. And now Calm will try to line up a double to center this ball. Nolly's there, and he'll just get it back over towards Calm and create kind of a traffic jam over in the corner of the SSG zone. Calm coming up now, the full tank, but Chicago's danced around him. Got around JNAPS as well, but he's still forward for Nolly's ball. and Hoxer gets that back out of trouble. It's a little precarious right now for SSG defensively, and boys, some of the misses that we've seen might start to shake a team's confidence.
And you know, OG went on JNAPS trying to get that around. Good touchdown from Hoxer. The way OG are looking, though, it feels like Spacestation are playing into their hands. If you look at these challenges, oh, wait, hold up. JNAP's another shot. Can he get it? LJ, good block. These fake challenges have just been so well in terms of getting SSG to give up the ball. And it gives it up to someone from OG who has more boost, who can control it, and then the other guy just repositions on the back end to make sure they are in the best position possible. Spacestation Gaming has not been able to really get up in offense ever since the opener when they got the first 2 shots. And that's just because OG keep fake challenging them into playing the ball back into their possession.
Hoxer will try to stabilize now for Spacestation. He's got Chicago in the
Whoa.
center, and he opted for the shot that goes off the inside of the far post. Now Chicago got a shot off again, but only took out JNAPS, couldn't really get that through the traffic. Hoxer to center, nobody's there, so that's easily cleared away. OG doesn't have a lot of boost as they work downfield, so LJ can bring it right back in. Chicago waiting for a pass that's never going to get there, and then he eats a demo for his efforts. And we've seen that so much now in this tournament, not just with these teams, but you see that second man just waiting for a pass, and he gets a little almost idle in the middle of the field, and it becomes an easy target.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of tough, too, because for the second man, you got to wait for the play to develop. You can't go too early, and you can't go too late, otherwise you put yourself out of the play. Timing is always going to be key here. You see Chicago up really early, looking for a redirect off the back wall. Doesn't want Noli to get, like, a strong clearance, and now he's trying to push it forward. But, yeah, that second man timing is still a big play. Even with that, LJ, great redirect. Final minute here, and both teams starting to scramble here. There's been a lot of space given in the midfield as we've got counterattacks left and right.
Commer's trying to drop that down to JNAPS, and then Nolly has to come up in support as well. So OG retreats now with that unsuccessful effort. And Spacestation Gaming only get as far as midfield.
This is really close. Like, scarily close for Spacestation.
Midfield, calm now. Coming up on 30 seconds, give it away to Hoxer. He doesn't have anything to work with. Nobody really has any boost for Spacestation. Now LJ does, and he can bring it back in, but boost management has been real tough on both sides, but I think especially for Spacestation here in the latter stages, they're just kind of nibbling the tiny boosts, and now LJ gets a shot and scores after all the pressure that they've withstood. OG couldn't make any meaningful progress, and Spacestation take advantage.
I mean, you give a player like LJ a free shot, he's going to make it into the top left corner. You keep talking about the boost here, but I said it going into this. SSG worked great on low boost. It was the same thing that happened in the Rebellion series with them as well. Rebellion, their offense is completely different from OG. As final seconds tick down, you're seeing Spacestation Gaming now just kind of spread out a little bit more. OG, they can't take advantage of this free space. Now they got to make a play happen. Only with a quick shot, but LJ was set in net, expected it. Now OG still trying to keep this one.
I fully had trust in that going down.
Get there. It's gonna have to use the
I mean, not
to take
going
the ball
in.
back. He'll take it into his own corner where Hoxer is. Hoxer gets the demo, gets the bump. Chicago gets a touch. Noli's able to get a pop.
How the hell is this
and
ball
they
still in the air,
keep this
man?
one up. OG not giving this one away for free, even with no boost. They're still trying to hold on to it.
Okay, there we go.
Yep, they lost it.
Jesus, man.
Spacestation game. Medical thought proof. They take their time a lot. And that's the difference in why this last game especially was so close. Let's see what happens here, though. Does OG turn up the pace? Game 3, tied-up series.
This matchup, probably about what we expected. All things considered, we look at the schedule at the end of yesterday and go, all right, we're probably going to save the best for last. It's certainly the most important match of the day. Delivering so far as Chicago went a little squirrely there. Is that ball coming out through him for a loop?
Ooh, the bumps. Oh, that was great from Com. A demo and a bump while centering the ball.
JNAPS making his way upfield.
Couldn't have asked for any more there.
Com is just taking everybody out. 1-2, toodaloo. It's an open net.
1-2,
And
toodaloo.
OG start off strong. Now they just got to maintain.
It's OG that strikes first. Can they add to it? Neither team's really been able to run away early from the other. And a free net for Chicago, and he hit the far post. It's a tough shot going against his momentum, but one that he would love to have back. Almost got it back with Hoxer taking a shot, but that one's blocked away, and LJ in a world of trouble trying to evade Calm, and he's done just enough to get this back downfield.
He gets it back downfield, but I mean, again, that's Calm just playing it right. He wants LJ to get that flick over him because you know Noli is on the back wall, so then Noli can get the clearance downfield, and then boom, OG back on the counterattack. JNaps, shot's not going to be on target. You see Calm playing this one in. Right to JNaps, though. He reads the play well. LJ has to kind of dive for it, and now Spacestation Gaming low on boost, and OG trying to get him in a bit of a deadlock, trying to make him awkward here.
Also
just demo the whole team.
All the way down. Yes. The way the demo game has evolved over the last few years, you see it more and more, and you think, okay.
Oh my god, that camera died.
And then you see Redos picking up actual.
I thought I had enough of doing that after yesterday.
During a single day, and it's just like, all right, here we are. Oh, drop that in front. That's dangerous. JNaps gave that ball to Space Station Gaming.
And Hox is scoring.
Yes, he did, but not without a couple of fireworks. A couple of demos on the back. Hoxer picked up one. Chicago picked up one. Hoxer will get the goal because JNaps has no boost and can't really contest the shot. He just jumps so he doesn't look bad on the poster at that point. Tied up ball game here. Space Station Gaming pushed their way into the equalizer.
Camera died again. Lovely.
What is going on? It's just explosions after explosions.
Lots of fireworks on Memorial Day weekend here in the States as JNaps will bring this across. He actually does have 3 defenders to contend with, 2 up on the backboard. And LJ will
even though it's a spanking brand new one, and it has a dead pixel, keeps disconnecting for no reason.
He's got LJ though, does Chicago. And LJ can't dive in for this. The pass didn't get nearly far out enough. The opportunities are there. If anybody can take advantage, need more bumps and demos apparently. As Nolly's got it downfield, wide open net, just like that.
Wow.
Strike again.
Now this is a mix of a couple of things. Because JNaps here, he's a little late. Even though this is a pass from Kamdenoli, the reason it's open is, again, SSG are playing that no boost game. But Nats picked up 1 mid boost. He went and picked up another mid boost. And now SSG, the way they get back is really slow. So then it allows us that transition because they know they don't have boost in the back. They want to stay in the play. They commit too many resources without having someone.
Whatever's going on with Space Station, they need to fix it now. Otherwise, OG's gonna run away with this series.
As a team, because you just throw the ball downfield and hope that there's nobody covering, and a few times there has not been. As Noli's going to circle back towards the net. He did not opt to challenge LJ here on the wall. JNaps took charge instead. And now Noli outlet towards JNaps again, but this time Chicago has it as SSG has the back line shored up. LJ looking to get one more touch, but that's gotten away from him. So a good opportunity for OG to relieve some more of SSG's pressure.
You got to keep eyes here on the pathing, because even though SSG have the ball in the offensive front, it's one thing to get the possession. It's another thing if they can get a scoring opportunity. They haven't been able to do too much of that here. As chance there, you would think, but there were some bumps on the play. Calm got a bump on Hoxer, which slowed him down. Chicago was a little awkward, and it bought just enough time for OG to get the clearance.
These two teams are trying to play their way into the London Major. I assure you, it's been very awkward on the defensive lines of both teams. Nolly's got all day to play this ball. Played it right into Hoxer, but through him, and then naps over top, and the double tap goes wayward.
Bro, this camera is pissing me off.
It was hard for him to line up that second touch. He did get up there a little early. But give OG another opportunity like that, they'll close this game out. A minute to go, they're already up by 1. SSG has to put the pressure on.
Nolly running onto this and did not grab the midfield boost. Hoxer got it, so Nolly opted for the boost in the Space Station half. So that could slow them down just a little bit as they trade boosts. And LJ can't get out past JNaps. Going to need help from Hoxer, down to 35 seconds. And Space Station Gaming have to play a little more defense than they'd like here, trying to chase the game. Hoxer can break out, but not with much control at all, and things still looking just a little bit.
OG won in contention for stopping Moist from making the major. I would love to say I want OJ. I said it again. I would love to say I want to see OG win, but because they are blocking it, then I win. I can't.
Nolly almost put it away. Chicago's given them a chance, but JNAPS will kill it. And OG back in front.
Where sometimes they slow down the pace of play, they don't play as fast, and sometimes they, fake channels play for each other, get that boost steal, and then you have to worry about Com, who's making impact demos. It's challenging. It should be. This is a big game for both teams. Now let's see if SSG, after the timeout, can turn this series around.
Well, it will start with Nolly and OG getting the first good look at either net. And JNAPS couldn't steal that corner boost away. And wonder if that may prove costly. It didn't really matter. Com ended up with it. So now JNAPS, he will come forward. And Hoxer will just delay the inevitable.
Already off to a terrible start, Space Station. The only way it could get worse is if they got scored on at the beginning there, but they didn't.
Yeah, just trying to see if they can get those bumps. For them, it's about making SSG awkward more so than it is setting up the scoring chances. They know if they get their shots, they can nail it, but they want to be able to make the best quality shot possible. So they'll take their time and execute their game plan into doing so.
Series being played at a slower, more methodical pace as Chicago will test Nolly. Easy save. Hoxer get this central. Now it's going to go well across. Chicago's over there, but so is Nolly. And the pass for JNAPS. Shot's going to go well wide. It would have been covered if LJ needed to. And now Nolly can't follow this play up at all. He's going to rely on JNAPS to win the race. He's done so. Chicago respawns right under the ball. There's nothing he can do about that. And JNAPS will score.
Well.
Yep, Com was over here wreaking havoc, and Nolly was on his cam. He was just checking around to see if he was in the right place at the right time, and JNAPS stays on top of the ball
just want
and
this.
nails the shot.
They really want this.
Of course, JNAPS would. First goal from OG, and SSG still kind of scrambling even after the timeout.
Every now and then you see JNAPS have a series or an event where, he's not really in the limelight. He's not one of those marquee players, and you start to think, okay, maybe Father Time has caught up to him. And then he has a series like this where he is the center of attention. 4 goals and an assist in as must-win a series as you can get, really, for a team like OG in the situation they're in right now. Hawks are up ahead to Chicago for LJ now, and Com has that one dished away.
They've just got really good defense right now. I mean, I'm not even saying anything because I'm just watching and just, I guess I could say I'm mesmerized by how well OG are playing. I had a feeling this was going to be like a 4-1, 4-2 at best to Space Station, but it's looking like it could be a 4-1, 4-2 to OG at this rate.
Follow from Chicago will not fall though, and it's still OG in front.
And so close, and it's got to be frustrating after a time.
But I'm not already been burnt for Space Station and everything. Like, doesn't get much better for OG.
Unable to. This is still going netward, and the demo on JNAPS eliminates the
double commit. Oh my goodness, SSG are scrambling.
They should get scored on, and they do. That is an absolute disaster class.
They don't deserve to win at this rate.
And look, even when they're trying to get back and make a play upfield, just no one in the right spot. Easy pass from JNAPS to Com. I'm sorry, I'm stunned. I'm at a loss for words.
Me too.
You can't make that type of mistake.
Those are the only words you need. It's 2-0 OG.
I'm disappointed.
And now they've got to dust themselves off and
this
try it
is not
again.
right.
Comes running forward. His shot luck through as LJ couldn't catch up.
They're starting to cook them now. Com, great touch to get the 50. Nolly's there first. Defense not set in the back for Space Station, and Com is nailing his shots. That's what it looks like. I know we've seen some bad shooting there. That's what good shooting looks like. Great goal from Com. 3-0. SSG off the timeout has gotten somehow.
Oh my
worse.
god. The second I thought he wasn't going to get a touch, and JNAPS was just going to slot it.
2 minutes to turn this game around. Of course, the likes of Moist very interested in this result, because if OG does come out on top, that does eliminate Moist. Even though they took out Gen G and have all that emotion and momentum, it could be all for naught. Chicago going to work. Has that deflect off of Nolly, then LJ whipped on it entirely. Nolly comes out to block one. Com's got the clear. And watch out for OG in transition. There won't be any this time. It's almost like now they're maybe content with the 3-goal lead and just challenging Space Station to come and get them and leave the net open again.
I mean, the way they've handled their leads has been something similar. They know how to control the field space, so it's going to be really tough for Spacestation to get a goal. But at any point, this is that time for them to try to see, okay, what can we do to get breakouts going? What can we do to get the offense going? That was almost another goal. If Noli put that on target, it's in. Now we see a little bit of some transition here, and maybe a chance for some success. Counterattack not really working out either. Defense from OG set. Again to the final minute. And SSG is trying to play for something. Can Chicago get one? Sets it up, and Hoxer will clean it up. Space Station do get over.
There's one.
They do get on the board.
But the chances are so low at this point.
You know, we would have liked to have scored that, but you take the consolation prize, the assist, as Hoxer breaks up the shutout. 50 seconds remaining. Space Station can make it real interesting. A goal sometime in the next 30 seconds. We really start to make OG sweat. Chicago, boost and shot. Easy save by Calm, and more importantly,
They need to score like right now, basically.
And chase the issue just a little bit. Hoxer got this central. Second touch, no. LJ, no. Chicago, wide by Calm.
Oh, I thought Chicago's shot would definitely be the one to go in. I can understand LJ's being a little off. The corner's hard, and then if you can set Chicago up with a good follow, it's great.
Oh.
You said it, they needed that one. That is the one that should have been in. It should be
They
2-3
don't
at this
deserve
point.
to even have a game in this series, bro.
SSG
What the hell?
tried to start this series off at a hot note.
What a
OG has
fumble.
responded in force, back-to-back wins. As they put
Jesus
this series on,
Christ.
teams are battling for world championship. OG has a lot to play for here, just like Space Station Gaming do.
Onward now to the Aquadome. It could be the final resting place for SSG in this tournament. And still, a lot of interest in tomorrow, no matter what happens, as that one's blocked away. And Calm will try to keep the attack alive for OG. It's always kind of a flourish at the start of these games, and then things tend to slow down, mostly because OG's got a lead, and they force Space Station to kind of come at them. And they just can't do so without leaving the door open in the back. Nolly's going to retreat here, and LJ can start the attack. Maybe the first good attack for Space Station in this game, not so much.
Yeah, still trying to see if they can really wrap through. It's a fresh 5 minutes on the clock, so the way OG was playing towards the end of that game, they're going to have to mix it up. They're going to have to create an opportunity. They can't do it if they're double committing back into the midfield. We'll have to see Space Station Gaming also kind of change the pace of play. They have been playing a little safer this game, not sending too many people forward, just trying to wait for the right moment where they can strike.
They seem a little bit better in this
Space
game.
Station Gaming don't take care of
They're
business
not,
here. They'll have to watch the rest of the weekend and
being
see
stupid.
just what else
But
may
I
be
think it's
required
just
of
too
them,
little
if
too
anything
late.
at
So
all.
even if they
Nolly
win this
going to
one,
work with nothing in the tank
probably
at
gonna
all.
lose
Hoxer
it
just parks the bus
anyway.
in front of him. And Calm's got that clear. Back and forth the teams go, waiting for somebody to blink, and maybe there is exactly what we were looking for. Nolly up ahead, and Calm couldn't get to that as it's intercepted, and Chicago stopped by his former teammate Naps.
Hoxer with a little bit of freedom here. We're trying to watch that space out here. And here's another
Ooh,
chance.
that's a goal.
Chicago gets a shot,
That's
and
a goal.
LJ with the bump on the
Okay.
play on Calm. And now we see Space Station Gaming in front. Oh no, that was Hoxer. Yo, Hoxer and LJ. Calm
They
didn't
both
get
got him.
He didn't get to play the game today.
No, he got stuck in the net, and I was waiting. I didn't see the first one. I definitely saw the second, just waiting like somebody's going to hit him, right? Sure enough, they did. Both. And SSG have the upper hand very early in the game. They must win to prolong their tournament life and maybe have a shot at taking care of business today and not having anything else to worry about really for the rest of the summer. Hoxer going to work all the way across. Nobody's there. Chicago coming in as well, but Hoxer opts to stay with it. And LJ can't pick him up either. They're all kind of jumbled up, though, or SSG. So the good thing that a couple are able to retreat now is LJ maintained possession, and OG can finally break out of the zone. I mean, sure, those few seconds of zone time are fine, but you are
over
150 away from giving up an open net on the
better
other
than
side.
nothing.
You do have to be careful with those 50s as well. Right now, SSG just playing a little bit more aggressive after they've gotten that first one. They want to try to see if they can continue to ramp up here on OG. OG still doing a good job defensively.
I
but they
wonder if
haven't had a
OG is
breakout
going
opportunity
to
quite yet.
pull their
The
time
problem
out.
is
They
that
shouldn't,
Noli was
but
trying
they
to pick
might
this up,
because
and Hoxer just buried
they
down
might
on him. Like I said,
want
just
to
not
try and
giving
stop
OG too
any
much space.
chance of
That's
having
SSG's
any
game plan.
momentum.
Chicago will run for it, try to be a disruptor, realize he can't, so he'll bail out, and Calm will have this one with a full tank of boost. Over Hoxer, but not past Chicago. Easy stop for Noli and Naps, but they're kind of tied up in the corner. They do break out of the zone, but sometimes it just looks very precarious for these squads. As that ball catches an awkward deflection.
It's only a one-goal game.
LJ one-on-one with Noli, but support's coming from all sides, and OG just swarmed to the ball.
Yep, still swarming though, but not necessarily holding on to it. Feels like we're starting to see like a bit of a reverse of the pace here. Even with OG kind of like fighting for the ball, they haven't put SSG in a tough spot for quite some time now. And you can see SSG even just being a little bit more aggressive, kind of like looking for the bumps and demos. Boost game has just been very balanced overall, and this is not good for OG. You want to be able to kind of force the issue. They haven't been able to do that yet.
Chicago, good win, but Hoxer just gets underneath that. JNaps has the easy clear, so it looked like an opportunity brewing for Space Station Gaming, not on this occasion. Chicago trying to play the possession game. The problem is Noli is right back there trading paint with Hoxer, and now JNaps forces one through, but that's easily dealt with as well. Not much threatening from OG on the orange half of the field. Still down just the one goal as Space Station struck first. And now JNaps trying to play slow around LJ. Calm, a little more forthcoming. And now Noli will bring it in with a full tank.
low boost.
They are very low boost, but so too is OG. Only Calm had boost behind them, so nobody else could follow up the play. Didn't matter if a ball came central. Nobody was there in support.
You're right. Now they got to try again. Felt like they were
This has been a very close game, but I think just barely Space Station have the advantage. I mean, they're up by a goal. They have a little bit of pressure. No time left off. Oh, that needed to be in for OG. Okay.
SSG look to force a game 6. Big clearance here. OG need to keep this ball up. Can they do it? Chicago gets in front of them. Ball off the corner. Naps to Calm. No boost. Noli not on the field. And
Well, that's it. That's down. Yeah.
It's gonna hit the ground. Let's go to Neo Tokyo.
Okay.
No scoring game, which is good for them going into this game 6. But SSG is starting to figure it out. You can tell bit by bit. Now, chance here to force a game 7. Can SSG keep this momentum up?
One match point broken, 2 to go. Calm will start it though for OG. See if they have more of a sense of urgency this game. Certainly more threatening early on as Noli just lobs one at the backboard, easily addressed by Chicago, but he gave that one away to JNaps. And now Calm is up. That caught a deflection. That really threw
what a save from LJ.
Manages to recover and make another save. JNaps has that deflect over towards Noli on a shot that's blocked. Now can Noli bring it forward? No, Hoxer, big clear, relieves a ton of pressure and lets SSG reset.
Look at this though, Hoxer and LJ.
I wouldn't say that. They all just overcommitted and they all had no boost.
Noli just took the boost there from them. So now here comes the scramble. Can OG make the most of it? Do they even know?
They all pushed up way too hard. 2 of them fair enough, but the second I saw those 3,
and they're just sticking with the play. Look at Hoxer. Just
that was great from Hoxer though.
No, I'm gonna do
Body
everything
blocking.
I can to make sure you don't get a piece of this ball. But OG still trying to move forward. Bump on the play. Naps with the low shot. LJ doesn't let it happen, but Chicago's touch gives the ball to Calm, who's looking to bring it back in.
Well, that angle's downward, given away to
They need to get it out properly. They can't just keep clearing it straight to him. It's not good.
As that ball goes in, it's been cleared right through the middle, an awful lot, either from the backboard or right in front of the net. And they've been able to generate more second chance opportunities, and Space Station Gaming will not get away with it for the full balance of this game. They have got to change things up.
Yeah, that's true, but they were in a tough spot on defense, and they did get out of that.
Come on, Space Station.
So now, yeah, you're right. They do have to kind of clean up the clears. Being able to allow a teammate or even yourself to get a follow-up off the clears is going to be big, because clearing it back in the midfield, there, you didn't take advantage of it. Ooh, JNaps still in a tough spot.
Chicago has a bad shot. Oh, Hoxer, why did you do that?
But no follow-up from anybody. LJ's going to try to take his time to get past Calm and Noli, who have the net locked down.
Yeah, LJ's not having a great series, I can't lie.
Now they're going to have to try again.
I mean, I'm not expecting him to always have a great series, but it's conveniently right when he needs to be at his best. He's not.
A lot more this time to
More
work
than
with.
normal, at least.
Stays with the play. LJ trying to shadow Calm there and stop him from moving forward.
Oh.
Double. No,
There we go, and Chicago with the finish. Okay, okay. Space Station have finally woken up. And the problem is that OJ, I said it again 3 times, Jesus. OG still have their timeout. Why do I keep calling them OJ? They ain't orange juice.
Has faith in Hoxer. It pays off big time. It may even work here off the kickoff. They get the ball, but Noli is not letting it through.
Hoxer had a choice to make, either peel off that play or go for the demo. He was very low boost. I think he made the right choice, even though he could maybe more aggressive might have opened the door. Not the risk you take when you're up a goal with the way this series has gone. Calm stopped by Hoxer, and he looked for the midfield boost that did not spawn for him. No problem, as he still has that go all the way across, and OG has to reset at center.
And the OG, if you're an OG fan, you're worried about the scoring drought here. They haven't been able to get on the board in quite some time. And again, with the shutout last game, now we're in the bottom 2 minutes of this one. And it's not to say they can't get the ball upfield. Here, even with Calm, they're getting the flip reset. Noli's in front. They've starved out Space Station Gaming, but they have not been able to execute when it comes down to setting up those last shots and putting them past the defense.
Oh, Nolly, great set for Calm, but he's opted to go high. Boy, a shot on target. Might have actually got through. That was well covered on the back pole. Even better pass down, though, to JNaps, and that forces SSG to scramble into action, but Hoxer unfazed.
Good use there of the dodge, too. Pops it up just enough to where JNaps can't get a 50. That sails it back. He has to use all of his boosts. So now SSG starting to win big challenges here in the midfield, and it's giving them more of a field position. Here's LJ. He puts the shot on, but his shot was just a little too high. And that's the difference, right? You have Calm going for that solo play. You got LJ just putting it just straight on, forcing the defense to move. Empty space off the demo from Chicago. LJ can't get the bump, can't get the drop down. Big clearance. No way.
Oh, that's just
They
in.
did it again. They got caught thinking this is an open net. They've got OG worn down, and JNaps just sweeps in, goes over top of the last man. That happens to be Hoxer, and all that
Every time, man.
means absolutely jack.
A minute to go. It's anybody's ball game here on Game 6. Now people got to turn up the heat, especially if you're on the side of Space Station. You had the series. Oh, Hoxer couldn't make contact. Chicago's going to try to play it high, looking for LJ. LJ gets it up. Chicago did still boost, so he can stay in the play, but the ball's over his head. Hoxer's in the backfield, needs to pick up a little bit more. He's grabbing pads as LJ tries to look for a bump and can't connect on that either. SSG, a little bit more spread out now, making sure that the long clearance doesn't come through, but their offense is not doing much here. OG set in net on defense and ready to block anything.
Well, since facing triple match points, Space Station has been the more proactive of the two offensively. They've been playing with that sense of urgency. They understand they've got to take the fight to OG. But now OG is weathering the storm. Calm trying to line up a pitch. Nolly chasing. Waiting
Looks
for
like we're getting an OT.
the ball. He does not.
OG
Down
takes him to
6 seconds.
OT.
JNaps, he almost won it with that 50. Now Hoxer. Almost surely going to bring this to ground, right? Nolly will stay in the air, and he can keep this alive for JNaps. Put it forward, and Hoxer back in. Calm's got to bring this to ground, surely. I don't think that OG can really make a push for a 0-second goal here.
Yeah. No, they're not doing
especially
it.
with the
They
threat.
want to kill it.
That is Chicago waiting in the middle. There he is.
Oh, Hoxer!
Oh my God.
And Calm's in the
On
way.
the bump. Okay.
Gets LJ out, and we go to sudden
Jesus.
Big smart bump from Calm. OT here. SSG still trying to force that Game 7. They let things kind of slip late. And you're right, you saw that Calm almost had a good play on the ball. Good challenge from LJ on Noli. And Hoxer can pick
That
this one
bump.
up. OG a little
The 50
shaky
by
here in the
Hoxer.
opener. And Space Station Game and trying to pounce on it.
Awkward ball that JNaps is able to read, and now he's got LJ just waiting.
Oh
Go
my
ahead,
lord.
bro. He does.
Beaten
Now
too.
Nolly past
Oh,
LJ,
but Nolly's
past
beat.
Hoxer. Only
Uh-oh.
Chicago to beat. Could be a numbers game.
Uh-oh.
but LJ is back. He avoids Nolly.
Missed
and
that.
Stops that from going central. Combo hits Nolly for the win.
Oh!
Run it out. Follow up. It's through.
And that's it.
Another time. Say no more. JNaps puts
Jeez.
OG in the semis.
There's
That's it.
cold and there's
GG's.
ice. And JNaps
Hey, even
is
though Moist now
frozen
can't win
solid
and can't
when
make
it
it to the
comes
major, we can
being
still
clutch.
enjoy it while the run they've got now. We can enjoy that run.
OG to the top 4.
GG's to OG. That was their series. Spacestation threw it big time. So there's the win.
Their business isn't taken care of yet.